My Lord and my God, I firmly believe that you are here, that you see me, that you hear me. I adore you with profound reverence. I ask your pardon for my sins and the grace to make this time of prayer fruitful. My Immaculate Mother, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me. Well, in a matter of days, the world will be transfixed by the Olympics. We will be awestruck by the results of years of preparation on the part of each athlete. It will be a powerful lesson in the impact of total dedication to a noble pursuit. Well, the fact is that the best things of life happen when we dedicate ourselves totally, whether it be to God, to a person, to an endeavor. This time of prayer, Jesus, is all about self-giving, dedication, pulling out all the stops in the pursuit of a goal. How do we explain the incredible fruitfulness of the great saints? Passionate single-mindedness of purpose. Peter Kraft puts it very powerfully. In order to achieve union with God, we need to expend every ounce of passion, energy, desire, devotion, and determination. Speaking of dedication, of self-giving, think of St. Matthew, who had a flourishing business. He left everything in order to follow Jesus and never looked back. The penitent woman, who burst into the banquet in order to see Jesus. She was unstoppable and could not have cared less that she was making a spectacle of herself. Mary Magdalene on Easter Sunday at the crack of dawn, knowing that her beloved was shut up in the tomb by a huge sealed rock and surrounded by guards. Giving oneself completely has this trait. Everything seems possible to it. In stark contrast to this total self-giving, there is the current mindset. How will this endeavor, this person, this commitment benefit me? Will it help me with my goals? As long as I no longer feel that I am benefiting from this person, this commitment, I'm out of here. Well, that mindset is way too focused on oneself, on what we will get out of it. Jesus, in my friendship with you, I am not in it for what I get out of it. I simply want to turn myself over to you. As John the Baptist said, he must increase, I must decrease. One writer imagines the following scene, which at first might seem baffling. We find ourselves there knocking at the Lord's door. He says, "Who is it?" And we reply, "Me." And nothing happens. We knock again, and we get the same question, "Who is it?" And we answer, "It's me. Here I am." And nothing. Finally, we knock the third time. "Who is it?" And we finally get it. And so we say, "It is you." And the door opens wide. It is an unusual, somewhat baffling way of explaining this divine game of giving ourselves, responding to God with totality, with no half measures, no holding back. Love is nothing if it is not total. Our friendship with you, Lord, really works when we pull out all the stops. This time of prayer, for example, our daily rendezvous in our meditation makes it easy for you to open our horizons and gradually transform us. The key to our spiritual growth is the conviction of our radical need for you. How can we possibly be content with just one Hail Mary each day? Jesus, help me to splurge on you, to be generous with my time. Teach me how to spoil Mary by the way I pray the rosary. Speaking of pulling out the stops, today's gospel shows us two people in dire straits who went for the gold. We read, "While Jesus was speaking, an official came forward, knelt before him and said, 'My daughter has just died, but come, lay your hand on her and she will live.' Jesus rose and followed him, and so did his disciples." If that official had not felt such a radical need for your help, he never would have approached you. The same with the case of that desperate woman suffering hemorrhages for 12 years. She said to herself, "If only I can touch his cloak, I shall be cured." You turned around and saw her and said, "Courage, daughter, your faith has saved you." And from that hour the woman was cured. These two heroes of ours placed all their hope in you, Jesus, without holding anything back. This very same logic of self-giving lies at the heart of married life. In his masterpiece, Love and Responsibility, the future John Paul II explains that the key to personal communion in married life is mutual, self-giving love and the accompanying sense of responsibility for each other as a gift. In fact, this theme of responsibility is so important that he puts it in the title of his book, calling it not simply love, but love and responsibility. He explains, "Since my beloved completely entrusts her life to me in this unique way, I must in turn have a profound sense of responsibility for her well-being, her happiness, her emotional security, her holiness." Very early in his pontificate, St. John Paul II provided us with a similar thought. He said on June 1st, 1980, "To love is, in its essence, to give oneself to others. Far from being an instinctive inclination, love is a conscious decision of the will to draw close to other people. To be able to love truly, it is important to be detached from everything, and especially from self. To give gratuitously. This detachment from self is the source of a balanced personality. It is the secret of happiness. Jesus, help us to make this divine logic of self-giving a permanent part of our being. We want to imitate the great lovers of history, those whose entire focus was on you and your divine will. In all our relationships and commitments, help us to realize that to love is not to feel, to seek, to enjoy, but rather to open up and give ourselves. Mary, your example could not be more eloquent. Your sublime act of self-giving at the moment of the Annunciation changed the entire course of history. Teach us what it means to love. I thank you, my God, for the good resolutions, affections, and inspirations that you have communicated to me in this meditation. I ask your help in putting them into effect. My Immaculate Mother, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me.